Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So a huge shocker announcement for the community has come out about 2 hours ago from now, and no more gifting. Kind of. Right. So I'm not going to read the entire message word for word. I'm going to leave a link in the video description, you can read it yourselves, but we're going to summarize the main points. There will be no gifting event this year, and we will be removing the option to send gifting crystals. The reasons for change: number one is scammers, when people arrange trades and then, disappear. Number two is that last year an estimated 850,000 gifting crystals were sent to players using dodgy, botted, or whatever type of units. And that equals about 8.5 million. So it's a very, 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 very large amount. And lastly, it is about how easy it is to farm alt accounts now, comparatively speaking. So what exactly is going to be changed? MCOC and player behavior within it has grown in a way that no longer allows for the gifting event to exist. So what can we expect instead? This holiday event, a new event will take place instead of gifting event. This event will have some similarities to the older event, but will not include gifting of crystals at all. We don't have all the details on the event yet. We know some players have spent a lot of time making new accounts to earn units for this event, so you will be able to gift consumables. We don't want those hours spent to be completely for naught. However, this will be the last time you will be able to gift within MCOC. Then there's going to be some sort of kudos sending in between alliance that you can get a exclusive profile picture. Greater gifting crystals have always provided some of the most desirable rewards in the game. A new crystal will take its place. It will provide similar caliber rewards, but will not be giftable. Right, now let's break it down. Now, there are several things, and first thing, I understand that where do you stand on gifting event always kind of like depends on your personal approach to gifting event or your personal circumstances. I made a poll on my channel, and basically majority of the people are happy that it's going away, but very big minority, it was about 40% comparatively speaking, are not happy with gifting event going away. And again, whatever are your reasons, and I can't speak for everyone. I cannot, make this video in a matter that everybody will be happy with what I have to say. So instead of that, I'll tell you what I personally think about these changes, and then what I think will happen. Because make no mistake, Kabam is going to make their money. Even though you're not able to gift crystals to each other, there will be basically gifting crystals available in your crystal tab, purchasable by units. And, basically the event is going to go on. They're effectively just removing gifting aspect of it. And let's face it, I think in itself, the gifting event is not even an accurate description of what was going on in this event. It was either A, trading event, or B, people buying dodgy crystals or dodgy units or making some sort of backwards deals. There is a very small portion of players who were like legitimately actually gifting something to someone, I think. And before I say anything else, because I know that what I say is definitely going to trigger some people, I want people to fully understand that this doesn't work out better for me personally either. As a content creator, whether I necessarily encourage it or not, I do have a lot of viewers who don't necessarily either have a lot of money or just choose to show their appreciation every year in a form of gifting crystals. So every year I do receive quite a few gifting crystals from my viewers, which I'm not going to be, for instance, able to do anymore. But all that being said, I'm still happy that gifting event is going away. However, there are a lot of caveats to it. Now, I know a lot of people are already in the comments section typing away, kind of disregarding the things that I'm going to say. Number one, don't be naive. The gifting event is going to happen under a different name without the actual gifting of the crystals. It's still going to be an absolute unlimited whaling event where people have a massive crystal that awards some of the best rewards in the game, and people will be just, either using their grinded units or spending tons and tons and tons of money to open and purchase and save these things like, you know, the biggest spenders always do. So one of the two biggest problems surrounding the gifting event, which I have always talked about, has not been and will not be addressed. Because Kabam is never going to let an opportunity to make money go past. This isn't the end of MCOC. Kabam is not taking a big cut. If anything, Kabam is going to end up earning more, because less people will have the option to purchase discounted gifting crystals with these farmed units, so on and so forth. So more people will end up actually buying the units from Kabam for Kabam's prices. So if anything, I think, you know, this event is going to be even more profitable to Kabam than the last year's gifting events were. So when it comes to the game balance, which was by far the biggest issue, I believe, last year, and that was quite evident when automatically, you know, the difference of the amount of highest progression champions exploded in between accounts drastically shifted. I don't think this does anything. I think it's, you know, basically kind of like a neutral position there. However, I do think that number one, all the people that were engaging in scamming and begging and misleading other people was a big problem. And I'm happy that's no longer going to be the case. And there was, in fact, lots of fraud. Again, they're telling us that last year an estimated 850,000 crystals were acquired that way. That means it's basically $8.5 million worth of crystals. It's an insane amount. And I have always said that I think gifting event brings out the worst of people. I think gifting event encourages to spend people more than they can. I think then it's, say, in the name of, you know, getting more and more and more, people often do resort to these type of things. And I think that just disabling this option and preventing that from happening is ultimately a good thing for the game. Also for Kabam, because with this gun, again, more of their potential profits actually will go to them than other people or third parties or whatever else. So that leaves us with the last point, and that is free-to-play players and people making alt accounts and farming them out. Number one, I wish this announcement was in February, not at the very end of August. I understand, you know, February might not have been possible, but if you have spent already 8, nearly 9 months farming units, and this is a shitty announcement, and I do think this should have been made public kind of as soon as possible, straight after the end of the previous gifting event, without a doubt, because a lot of people will have wasted a lot of time, energy, and effort right now, and I don't like that, and I'm not for that. And that timing, you know, it's good that they announced this now rather than later, but they should have announced it way earlier, or at least part of it, telling people not to farm units on alt accounts, even if they didn't have any other details. You know, somebody should have just made an announcement. If you are farming units for gifting, don't. I don't like that bit. Also, again, and I know I will get a lot of flack for this, and you don't have to agree with me, and this is going to be, you know, purely my personal opinion. Keep in mind that I have no ability to affect what's happening here. I don't think that there's any problem with the person having 2-3 alt accounts that they do grind now and then fairly casually. I do think that it is an extremely unhealthy behavior, borderlining on a disorder, if you have 35 accounts that you're dedicating your time daily to. I don't think it's healthy for you. I don't think it's healthy for the game. I think, you know, this might be a hard-pressed shock to some people who use the gifting event, you know, as an excuse to completely, you know, go off the deep end with farming alt accounts, to kind of like forcefully pull those people out. Because I know of people like that. I know that I have subscribers like that who are going to be extremely infuriated with what I am saying right now. I don't think it is good if you have 35 alts that you regularly visit. and farm units in. And again, you can disagree with me. It's fine. But, you know, stay respectful with that bit. However, that is a net negative for a lot of people, and I acknowledge that. A lot of people who do have X amount of alt accounts will be worse off right now. The question is, I guess, does it outweigh the two benefits? That less people will be scammed and that there's going to be a lot less fraud happening. And I think the answer there is deeply personal. To me, I think yes. Because I think even if you're a free-to-play player, you know, you can save your units, you can grind your units. It's not going to be as easy as doing it via alt accounts. But you can still amass an incredible amount of units on your main account by grinding arenas and, you know, not spending your units throughout the year. And if that is the price to pay to be able to eliminate vast majority of the unit fraud, I think it is worth it. Again, you might disagree with it. And again, where you personally stand here obviously will entirely depend on your circumstances. But I do think this gifting event, again, brought out absolutely worst of the people every single year. So for that, I am happy to see at least this aspect of it gone. Again, don't garner hope that that doesn't mean that, you know, game balance is not going to get affected and things like that. Kabam's going to make their money. 100%. You can bet your house on it. If anything, they're going to get to make more money by eliminating all of this botted unit stuff. At the same time, I do think that there is additional benefit, and nobody has really mentioned it. With effectively arena botting made useless, I do think it's gonna follow through into quite significant side effect in arenas. Because one of the things that people persistently have been pointing out, how many bots there are in arenas, and how the scores are inflated because of them, and so on and so forth. So I do think that arenas, you know, cutoffs will jump down and so on and so forth, because effectively by this change there's no point really to bot arena on alt account just so you could sell your units in December for gifting event, because there will be no gifting event. Obviously there are still plenty of other problems and there are still plenty of other people botting on their main accounts and whatnot, but at least it is going to somewhat alleviate that situation. So again, ultimately this isn't some sort of huge hallelujah news. Don't take it for what it is. Kabam clearly states that there will be a crystal that you still buy. Effectively, pretty much all of the aspects of the gifting event, I am willing to bet, are going to remain. It's just the fact that there will be no gifting in between players, which means there's going to be a lot less fraud happening. Which also consecutively means for free-to-play players, it is going to be harder to amass larger amounts of units to benefit from this event as massively as they used to. And I have tried to give you guys like my full opinion, my full personal stance, at the same time give kind of like a balanced time of and balanced thought process on consideration to free-to-play players. And I think that Paul perfectly, you know, perfectly kind of showcased how divided community on this subject is going to be, because it matters a lot to a lot of people. A lot of people are happy, a lot of people are going to be extremely unhappy. Exactly where you lie entirely depends on your, again, personal approach and personal circumstance. If you have 30 alt accounts with 10,000 units on them right now, obviously you're going to be extremely pissed. If you don't really do the alt account thing, probably going to like the change. Let me know what you guys think. Again, anything and everything I said in this video is my opinion, and aside from reading out factual statements that Kabam has made right here, none of it is meant to be interpreted as some sort of fact. That's what I think. That's how my head works. And I try to explain exactly why I said the things I did. So keep it civil and let me know what you guys think. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information